Excavation work will begin at a cafe in Gloucester later today as police search for the suspected victim of the serial killer Fred West.
15-year-old Mary Bastholm worked at the cafe before she went missing more than 50 years ago.
Let's get more from our reporter Andrew Plant, who is there for us again this morning. Andrew, what's happening? What's happened overnight and what happens today?
Good morning to you. Yes, after more than a week of initial searches at this cafe right in the centre of Gloucester here, police say they do now have enough evidence to start an excavation of the basement here, and that really centres on three new pieces of evidence. Number one is this piece of blue cloth that we've heard so much about, which was photographed in the corner of the cellar here, and we know that Mary was wearing a blue coat and carrying a blue bag when she disappeared from Gloucester back in 1968. Number two is what they called yesterday structural anomalies. They said yesterday that was 6 voids that they've discovered in the floor and the walls here, which they want to investigate. And number three is a dog which is trained to sniff out human remains that they took down there a few days ago, and which did, they say, have a reaction when it was in the cellar. Now, they've been in touch with Mary's family throughout this process. They've said, of course, they can't guarantee that they will find Mary's remains in that cellar, but what they can do is answer the question definitively one way or another about whether or not she was buried there after she vanished back in 1968. Last seen actually at a bus stop not very far away from where we're standing right now on a very cold January night back in 1968, just 15 years old when she disappeared. But it was really 25 years later when Fred West's crimes came to light that he was connected with her, and people started to wonder whether or not he had been responsible for her disappearance. At that time, there was really not enough evidence to warrant a search of this cafe, but now police say they have got that. They will start excavations today. It won't be a quick process, of course. It's underground and it is a fairly small space. They say they will have forensic archaeologists initially on site today, but finally the possibility of answering that question of exactly what happened to Mary more than 50 years ago.
Andrew Plant, thank you very much, and we'll come back to you a little bit later, but thank you.